Greetings, brothers. And I want to talk about Luke 4, morning. So basically, it's going to be about Jesus fasting in the wilderness for 40 days and him being hungry at the end of it. I'm pretty sure this is one of the more famous stories, but let's not get into that. Verse 3 says, the enemy said to him, "If you are the Son of God, tell this stone to become bread." Unto which Jesus replied, "It is written, man should not live on bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God." You see, when we treat prayer, fasting, and giving like a lifeline, we tend to see more of the fruits come out. And this verse details it because living on every word of the mouth of God means that we reap His fruits, that we do His tasks and whatnot. Let's not get into that. The devil led him up to a high place and showed him in an instant all the kingdoms of the world. And he said to him, "I will give you all their authority and splendor. It has been given to me, and I can give it to anyone I want to. If you worship me, it will all be yours." Jesus answered, "It is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only." Now, I believe that sure, you may get some things in the meantime if you worship other things, but eventually, if you give it enough time and too much attention without going back somewhere, then eventually you're gonna start burning out. You're gonna start rotting away. And who knows? It might just disappear in your lifetime. But God is a thing that shall never disappear. And it is important that you pay more attention to Him because He will give you things like peace and fulfillment if you pay attention to Him. And even then, He will never leave or forsake you. So it's really just a matter of relationship. The devil led him to Jerusalem and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. "If you are the Son of God," he said, "throw yourself down from here. For it is written, He will command His angels concerning you, to guard you carefully. They will lift you up in their hands, so you will not strike your foot against a stone." Jesus answered, "It is said, do not put the Lord your God to the test." And this also translates to us because we may be using the Lord for certain selfish motives or to prove a point, and onto which God will not be mocked. So God will not try to play into that because He knows better. So basically, don't test stuff for stupid reasons. When the devil had finished all this tempting, he left them until an opportune time. Jesus returned to Galilee in the power of the Spirit, and news about him spread throughout the whole countryside. He was teaching in the synagogues, and everyone praised him. He went to Nazareth, his hometown, and on the Sabbath day he went to the synagogue as his custom. He stood up to read, and the scroll of the prophet Isaiah was handed to him. Unrolling it, he found a place where it is written, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me, because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to set the oppressed free, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." Then he rolled up the scroll, gave it back to the attendant, and sat down. The eyes of everyone in the synagogue were fastened on him. He began by saying to them, "Today the scripture is fulfilled in your hearing." All spoke well of him and were amazed at the gracious words that came from his lips. "Is this Joseph?" Sunday asked. Jesus said to them, "Surely you will quote this proverb to me, 'Physician, heal yourself.' And you will tell me, 'Do here in your hometown what we have heard that you did in Capernaum.' Truly I tell you," he continued, "no prophet is accepted in his hometown. I assure you that there were many widows in Israel in Elijah's time, when the sky was shut for 3.5 years, and there was a severe famine throughout the land. Yet Elijah was not sent to any of them, but to a widow in Zarephath, in the region of Sidon. And there were many in Israel with leprosy in the time of Elisha the prophet. Yet no one of them was cleansed, only Naaman the Syrian." All the people in the synagogue were furious when they heard this. They got up, drove him out of town, and took him to the brow of the hill on which the town was built, in order to throw him off the cliff. But he walked right through the crowd and went on his way. Then, when he went down. Excuse me, me speaking. Then he went down to Capernaum, a town in Galilee, and on the Sabbath he taught the people. They were amazed at his teaching, because his words had authority. In the synagogue, there was a man possessed by a demon, an impure spirit, and the demon, and actually, the guy cried out at the top of his voice, "Go away! What do you want from us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." And Jesus basically rebuked him, saying, "Be quiet," and to get out the guy. And then the demon threw out a man before him, and all came out without injuring him. And the people were amazed at what Jesus pulled off, the way he spoke with authority. And the news spread about him soon after. Jesus left the synagogue and went to the home of Simon. Now Simon's mother-in-law was suffering from a high fever and asked Jesus to help her. And so he bent over her and rebuked the fever, and it left. And then she got up and began to wait on him. At sunset, the people brought to Jesus everybody who had all kinds of sicknesses, from the lame to the mentally disabled to the dead even. And laying his hands on each one, he healed them one by one. Moreover, demons came out of many people shouting his name, being the Son of God, but he rebuked them and would not allow them to speak, because they knew he was Messiah. At daybreak, Jesus went out to a solitary place. The people were looking for him, and when they came to where he was, they tried to keep him from leaving them, because it was very helpful to have somebody who could heal that many afflictions. But Jesus said he has to spread the good news of the kingdom of God to the other places and towns also, because that's the whole reason he was sent in the first place. Well, not just that exactly, but that was one of the main reasons. And so he kept preaching in the synagogues of Judea. Overall, this is going to be strategies that the enemy uses thousands of times. He has used it on basically everybody and their mother. So you just need to watch out for him promising you the riches of this world, the short-term pleasures, and whatnot. And you need to watch out for testing God and worshiping other gods, because God especially hates that. But overall, I believe this was it for Luke 4. Appreciate you for staying as long as you began. But anyways, have a good one, man. See you.